You know what the worst part about watching the Bengals advance farther than we did last year? Yeah, last year. It's not the fact that they had the easiest schedule or road ever. Let's call spade a spade. The Titans in Vegas are pretty bad. But the fact that Zach Taylor is 10 times a better coach than Kevin Stefanski. And it ain't even close. When they interviewed Zach Taylor before the game, he was talking about how he gets plays that Joe likes. Joe has the ability to get out of plays and go into other plays. But he wants the quarterback to like the plays that he calls. Because Stefanski just forces his offensive system, his whole philosophy, on a whole fucking team. That's the difference between winning a game and losing a game. That's the difference between advancing to the AFC title game and not going there. And if you look at the Cleveland Browns last year against the Chiefs, we never had an easier road to the Super Bowl than last year. Actually, I think last year was just as easy as the Bengals this year. Except, we would have beat the Bills last year, I believe, in the playoffs. I don't think the Bengals will win the AFC title game no matter who they play. But we should have beat the Chiefs. We got the ball back with 8 minutes left, and Kevin Stefanski ran 7 of the most conservative offensive plays you'll find in your life. The guy can't coach when the game's on the line. You can't. And you can't say that Mayfield was the problem last year because he played great in both games. In fact, he played better than Burrow, even though Burrow won yesterday. He played better than Burrow. Burrow played good yesterday considering he was sacked 9 times. His offensive line did him no favors, but let's call a spade a spade. He had about 100 yards of receiving were junk yards. But he played good. I take nothing away from him. He got the win. Ryan Tannehill sucks. But I believe we could have beat KC last year, but Kevin Stefanski stopped us from having any chance to do it. And it just makes me sick. And let's be honest, calling out the spade a spade. The Bengals capitalized on an AFC North down year. When the Browns quarterback went down, we were done because our coach is that bad. A good coach would have sat Mayfield the rest of the year and played Keenan. That's why you brought him in here, and we would have made the playoffs. The Ravens were flat out horrible this year, and the Steelers were terrible. So they capitalized on it. Hats off to them. They're in the AFC title game. Burrow's a beast. I got to give Burrow credit. He is a beast. I would love to have Burrow. He is a beast. He's got great weapons, but he knows how to use them. There's no doubt Burrow's a better quarterback than Mayfield. No doubt. Burrow's just, if Mayfield would have got sacked 9 times, honestly, if Mayfield played in that game yesterday for Cincinnati, this is the difference. And Mayfield was under that duress, the Titans would have won that game going away. Mayfield would have probably threw 3 or 4 interceptions. Easily. He would have just folded. That's what Mayfield does under duress. Burrow, he had 1 interception, which was a fucking, really wasn't even one, but it wasn't. That ball hit the ground, but they gave it to the Titans. And, Burrow, if Mayfield played in that game yesterday, he would have threw like 4 interceptions, easily. If you're a Browns fan, don't tell me Burrow's not as good as Mayfield. Mayfield, would have definitely folded, under that pressure. Mayfield does, he folds under pressure. But it just makes me sick. Kevin Stefanski is the reason that we didn't go to the AFC title game last year. His offensive play calling when we got the ball with 8 minutes left was just atrocious. Zach Taylor, he says, you know what? I want to find plays my quarterback's comfortable with. Kevin, don't give a fuck. He's going to force his offensive system on his whole team. And that's why you're not going to attract nobody in Cleveland to sign. No one wants to sign to that offensive system. Players go to Cleveland to die in that offensive system under Stefanski. People are talking about Aaron Rodgers coming to Cleveland. The only way he comes to Cleveland if Kevin Stefanski ain't there. He ain't going to run that offensive system. There's no fucking way. And you know Kevin Stefanski ain't going to change for nobody. That's just who he is. He's a little baby. So, would Aaron Rodgers be a good fit in Cleveland? Absolutely, if you got rid of Kevin Stefanski. We got everything he needs. Get a couple receivers, he's great. He's got the running game, the offensive line, the defense. He's in great shape. And he can actually win with the receivers we got, but I'm saying we can get better. Bottom line is nobody's coming to Cleveland offensively after they see Odell Beckham and Stephon Diggs and everybody won out of that system. That system's not wide receiver friendly, nor quarterback friendly. So, could we get Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely. If Alex Van Pelt's the offensive coordinator, I believe he would come to Cleveland. I truly believe that he would say, I'd go to Cleveland. Because let's call a spade a spade. In Cleveland, he wins a title, he becomes a god. That's the truth. But yeah, Burrow, he got sacked 9 times. The Bengals better get him some help offensive line-wise, because And I'll be honest with you, he is carrying that team. He is definitely carrying that team. Someone made a point to me yesterday in my stream. Burrow's carrying that team. That team ain't good. Burrow's carrying them. I know Bengals fans. What do you mean you're not good? You're not good. Burrow is carrying that whole team. That team plays off Burrow. If Burrow falters, that team falters. If Burrow plays like shit, that team falters. Look what happened to Cleveland. Burrow played like shit, the team crumbled. So Burrow's carrying that team. He truly is. In my opinion, Joe Burrow's the MVP of the season. Because without Joe Burrow, that Bengals team ain't even there. They're not even a 4-win team. Maybe not even 3. And that's a fact. So Burrow's carrying that fucking team. Do they have a chance? You got Joe Burrow, you got a chance. But I don't see it. Not against my Bills or the Chiefs. I just don't see it. But they got a chance with Burrow. I will say that. The guy is... I tried to hate Burrow. I can't. I wanted to hate him because, he's in my division. I can't hate him. I wish we had him. He's just like a silent assassin. Whereas Mayfield's the loudest guy in the room, like Frank Lucas said, loudest guy in the room is the biggest clown. That's Mayfield. Remember Frank Lucas said that? Loudest guy in the room is the biggest clown. There's Mayfield.